right. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry we're running a little late today. About out of breath.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. 7:08 here on Thursday, April the 16th. Forgot to mention yesterday was tax day until the absolute end of the show. But I hope you all got it done. But
And I didn't realize it was tax day. I went through Jack's for breakfast, and it said on tax day they were gonna have dollar cheeseburgers.
oh yeah,
And I don't know why I thought it was Tuesday. So I thought I had missed dollar cheeseburgers.
yeah. But did you get one?
No, I
Oh,
still
you didn't?
missed dollar
You
cheeseburgers.
Thought you'd missed
I
it.
thought the date was
Turned out
off.
you were right. You missed it.
I did miss it.
Well, we're here. This is Taylor and Mike on Piper Beach Radio, and we're broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio in beautiful downtown Clanton, Alabama, my hometown. But of course, I live in Jemison now, but I love it. Still love to come through and see the old places.
I know it.
Well, I wanted to thank a couple of sponsors right out of the gate here this morning. Chilton Mobile Home Supply and Central Alabama Wellness. We appreciate you guys' support and all you folks that are listening out there, which I don't have it pulled up, so I hope somebody's listening already. They've probably been waiting, going, "Where is somebody? You know, where are they? We're running late." And all I can say is it wasn't my fault. Just kidding. Just kidding.
True. That's not his fault.
I have all the blame so many times, but today's a little different. You know, I know you weren't here yesterday, but we had a fantastic interview with Lucy Ellington of the Chilton Extension Office. I wonder if you happened to catch any of that.
I didn't catch any of it. I was I was at the school when she was here.
Okay.
But I love her so much, and I love going out to the extension office. They have so many fun classes and stuff.
They do. I had a good idea of what they did, but obviously they do so much more. It was so much more, I guess I would call it non-agricultural. You know, it was just community stuff that they do. It wasn't just, I always thought of the extension services as providing agricultural type services, you know, both commercial and residential. But I learned a lot. I was educated yesterday, you know, and so but she was really great to have on. And I tell you what, she was really excited about what she does and passionate about her organization, the people that she works with.
Oh, yeah.
And frankly, the people of our county.
Yeah.
You know, that she really has come to really love. She's been here, I think, 4 or 5 years now. So
yeah, she's been here for a minute.
Yeah, but it was great. She did a fantastic interview. Okay. Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because they have
consumer science.
Yeah, they have consumer science, and they have like jams and jelly classes, a lot of planting classes, a lot of stuff that homesteaders or people who are wanting to get into homesteading would want to check out.
Well, she mentioned financial management, pond management, forestry management.
Yeah.
All these things that they can provide a service to people. I was riding down 37 headed towards Montgomery. I was out that way anyway, and I was going to Montgomery that way, down 37 through Billingsley. And right before we get to the Autauga County line, there is, I guess I'll just call it a pine straw farmer.
Oh.
He has just rows and rows of pine straw, and I was watching them. They were baling up pine straw from it, and I mean, that was really a sight to see, you know, all those little bales that we, you know, purchase at different stores and stuff, you know, that have it, you know, for our flower beds.
Yeah.
But boy, that was really quite an operation. And I don't know why, but when she was talking about forestry management, I started thinking about those guys out there baling straw. And I guess, you know, at some point they could cut those trees down. I mean, I don't know how you manage your land like that exactly. But I guess I would say I've always had an appreciation for our farmers, but this last year and a half has really made me more aware of just what all they do and how we depend on them.
Yeah. I know you don't think about it until you see something like that says forestry, and then you have to start having an idea. Not even an idea, but just a wink of an idea of what all goes into it.
My brother studied horticulture and forestry at Auburn, and that's what he does to this day. They just started their house in Thorsby. They're about to move back to Chilton County. Yeah, I know it'll be neat. I have to get him come in here and meet everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody says he looks a lot like me.
You know, they say that snakes, not to put out pine straw because snakes live in pine straw. Like they hide in pine straw.
Let me tell you, snakes live anywhere and everywhere they want to.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how many different places I've seen snakes and found snakes, crawled up under something, and it's like, what are you doing under here? Avoiding the heat, really what they do a lot of times, especially in the heat, if you will, of the summer.
Well, did you know that Alabama has one of the top, let me see if I can find it, tell you exactly what it is. I printed it the other day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Most
the rattlesnakes.
rattle-filled snake area.
Well, listen, while we're looking for that, let's just go ahead and take that first break.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're a little late this morning, but we appreciate your patience with us. This is Taylor and Mike on Piper Beach Radio, Morning Mayhem. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job. From campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205 755 3550.
We're
You look
back.
great. You look beautiful this morning.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just trying to
That-
add some color.
Just watching you between the take there reminds me of driving up to Birmingham at work or Montgomery, the end of my career, and watching all the ladies go by,
Oh, I know. I don't know how they do it. I try not to do that.
checking their makeup as they're rolling by me, doing about 85.
Yeah. The one time I did my makeup on the way here, I was just putting on, I forgot what I was putting on, maybe lip gloss or something. I almost took out the Pepper Peach sign.
Ooh,
Turned in on 3 wheels. It was pretty bad. Baden was outside to see the whole thing.
say that's why I'm not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I also want to thank Coca-Cola is one of our
Woohoo.
sponsors.
We popped
Sorry, Mike, I could not wait.
I know. We
Don't
popped the top
crack it
on
open.
break.
But I am drinking a Coca-Cola. And also the Chilton Chamber of Commerce, which we greatly appreciate.
Yeah, they keep us up to date on all the community events.
That's
and
right,
everything
exactly.
going on.
I mean, we've got some great list of sponsors, and they really help us out. I don't know if you have been keeping up, but
We were talking about snakes.
Oh yeah, you did. We were talking about snakes. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the snakes, and then we'll want to talk about some economic stuff. Tell us about the rattlesnake, capital, I guess, of
Yeah,
the
it's
state.
one of the top rattlesnake filled areas in the world, but it's Alabama's most rattlesnake filled areas.
That's all right. You got it. Second time.
The Mobile Tensas Delta was ranked top 5 rattlesnake locations along the Gulf Coast.
Who knew?
I know. I would have thought it would have been like North Alabama or even close to where we are.
Yeah, I was thinking West Alabama for some reason, where most of the pine trees are. But let's face it, the pine trees are everywhere around here. Yeah.
But this says that that region is often called Alabama's Amazon, and it spans thousands of acres with rivers, wetlands, and swampy forest terrain that offers ideal conditions for wildlife, such as rattlesnakes.
Definitely could have a lot of adventure down there, but I'm not sure I'd want to be running across any rattlesnakes.
No.
I see them on our property at least 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I saw a lady that I know in Thorsby. They were clearing some trees, and she had I think the little boy is in high school helping her. And thankfully, he saw the snake and was like quick reflexed and responded like when it struck at him. That was a
Ooh.
big snake.
Ooh.
I swear the head of it looked like it was that big.
It probably
It
was that
huge.
big. I got a video of a snake, I would say probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even 5. You know how I am with time. Don't make fun of me this morning about time.
I'm
you know.
trying not to.
All right.
I can't
So,
laugh too
sorry.
much.
So that's all I got to do is get you started. And I've got it made now. But I got this video, Taylor, of this snake coming out of this giant pipe
Yeah.
on a culvert across the road, underneath the road. And it is like, I don't know that it was the exact same snake, and the rest of my story will explain it. But it was huge. I mean, I don't have big arms or anything, but that snake was as big as my arm.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, he was just huge, like he had just eaten a rabbit or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was big, fat, I called him. And he's swimming along, and he just easing along. And I know he knows I'm there because I'm 15 feet from him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our creek is down in a pretty good bed, so I'm kind of, 6 feet above him. So I've got a good head start should he decide to change his directions. But he just easing through the water. And I show that to people all the time. They're like, "That was in your backyard?" I said, "Yes, it was."
Oh my gosh.
But like the next day on Facebook, one of my neighbors posted a picture where he measured it as 59 inches,
Oh my goodness.
which is 1 inch shy of 5 feet.
Yeah.
So that is a big snake. Now, I don't know that it was the exact same one, but that same creek rolled through our back of our property into
Yeah.
his. So
So
I
it probably
suspect it
was.
probably was. There's can't be that many 5-footers out there.
No.
And then last year I saw one about over 4 feet. But must have been young because his head wasn't very big and he was kind of skinny around his neck, but the back part of his body was big.
Huh.
And this is like 10 o'clock at night crossing the road.
Oh, gosh.
You know how I am? I've told you
Yeah,
I walk all the
know.
time thinking I got a flashlight. I used not to even use a flashlight. And then I stepped on one night.
A snake?
I did.
Oh, my gosh.
You just that feeling under your foot. You know what you've stepped on.
Like
when you've
Laffy
done it.
Taffy?
It's not the first. Yeah, exactly. Except it moves. The Laffy Taffy doesn't move. It kind of just squishes.
Gives me the
But
EBGBs.
so I decided. My wife got me one of those little handheld little rechargeable flashlights, and I've been irritating my neighbors with it ever since.
They used to probably get freaked out when they saw the lights shining on their house. Now they just think they just know it's you.
They just know it's me, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Johnny, call the law one more time. No, I haven't been in that kind of trouble, but I do have a couple of neighbors who have expressed
Get 'em out your racket over
concern
here.
about the light.
Oh, man.
One telling me that it was scaring all his deer away,
Goodbye.
and I thought, your deer? I didn't know that was your deer.
Yeah.
If I'd known it was your deer, I'd never put the light on them. You know, that's what I told him. Actually, no, I didn't say anything. But there's some creative people. They always tell me twice. Two different neighbors have told me that I'm scaring the deer away, and I'm like, do you realize, sir? I just saw 41 deer in your, in your field.
Yeah.
I don't think they're too scared.
No.
And they ain't
They're
going
just getting
nowhere.
used to you.
It's their land. We just borrowing it. We're the ones that moved in on their property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again. But anyway,
Brian, speaking of 40 different things, Brian says that Alabama is native home to 40 different breeds of snakes. There's 6 different venomous snakes, including the deadly coral snake. He said he's a snake handler, and he's been catching and relocating snakes since he was 15.
But I like Jerry Wayne Bolton's response. He says, Brian, you're no snake holder. Handler, rather. Oh, that's funny. Well, I have seen in various publications the different types of snakes in Alabama, and I can say that I've probably seen 6 or 7. Just the other day, I was finishing up washing my truck, and of course, my wife's listening. She's going to freak out, but it was about a 4-foot black runner, I call them. I don't even know what they really are.
Yeah.
Just showed up out of nowhere, saw me, and just took off, which is what they do mainly when they see you. Unless you happen to step right on them, literally, they try to get away from you, most of them.
Yeah.
Although there's some that are aggressive, but I don't know. What else did it say? Did it have any other areas in Alabama that was a lot of snakes? That was really what it focused on, was Tennessee?
That's the only one in Alabama that it
So I
was
guess
on the
that's
list.
Mobile County, and then north of there, I believe is that Washington? I think it's
so.
Washington County. So right in that area,
Yeah.
Wilcox, Clark, right in that.
Which, like I
that's
said-
what I always think of it, because like I said, that's heavy pulpwood areas.
Yeah,
so
I
I think
guess
those would have a
that's
lot
why.
of snakes.
But it says that the Delta stick undergrowth keeps snakes well hidden, even where they're common. So I guess that's why they stay over there. But I figured it wouldn't be the capital for rattlesnakes, mainly water snakes.
Yeah. Well, I see all kind of moccasins and cottonmouths,
Yeah.
and like I said, the black runners, the chicken snakes.
King snakes are good to have around.
Oh yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
actually one time witnessed. I think it was a king snake was eating another snake
Yeah, they eat the poisonous snakes.
right next to my driveway, which was just like one of those moments where, Taylor, I found that if I go out enough, I'm gonna see stuff,
Yeah,
and I see all kind of weird and wild, wacky stuff.
I bet.
Right,
That's crazy.
I'm gonna start doing a blog on my wall.
You
think,
should.
You think that would go over well?
I think it would.
I mean, I'd have to have people like young people like you edit it, to
Yeah.
help me make sure I was
We could do that.
on the up
We
and
could
up.
have late night walks with Mike.
Late nights. I don't know though. It could get pretty scary
Like the Steve Irvin of
when you're
Chilton
walking
County.
out there and you hear literally. I had one time. Oh, I heard you. I was just ignoring it.
Or is it
I was
Irwin?
gonna say. I was
It's
gonna
Irwin.
say. Crikey!
Yeah.
Isn't that what somebody said? Like
think
when
so,
he was
yeah.
upset or surprised. Do you know his son is doing the same thing?
I know. He was on
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars
I
this
know,
last
that's what I
season,
saw it
and
too. I thought, oh,
everybody was
man.
just oogling at him.
He didn't win, did he?
I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
He did win?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I know what his name was. He was from down under.
What was his name?
Was it Robert?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know
think
why.
of his
but
first name. I don't know why.
I never watched that show, but I watched it with my wife a couple times, and I think that was when he was on there.
Yeah.
Well, we've just having a wonderful time talking about snakes, and I'm gonna show you that video during the break I've got of that snake, and you'll see what I'm talking about. How big he was.
I'm gonna have to show you a video of the one that I was telling you about too, because this one had 13 buttons.
Yeah, this one's got a bunch too. I don't know if I can count them, but
Yeah.
you can zoom in and see there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, it's 7:28 here on Thursday, April 16th, with the Morning Mayhem with Taylor and Mike. We'll be back in a few minutes after these words.
Miss Wanda said hello, Taylor and Mike.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com.
Need care fast? Come see us at Children Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it. Looking to save some money and keep your vehicle running smooth? Head to McSweeney Auto Group for their oil change special, just $29.95. Mark your calendar for March 11th, 12th, and 13th, and again, March 26th, 27th, and 28th. And that's not all. This special will continue the 2nd and 4th weeks of April and May, giving you 3 full months of savings. Here's how it works. Take a quick test drive and receive your oil change voucher. It's that simple. Offer valid Tuesday through Thursday only. Excludes high performance and diesel oil changes.
Sorry, y'all. I'm just jamming with the bumper music.
Yeah. Miss Wanda said she had hello and she hoped I was
Little
feeling
extra.
better. Thank you, Miss Wanda. I am not. Honestly. I went to the doctor Tuesday. You know what he told me? He said, if you would have come a month ago, I could have just gave you something for the viral infection that you had. But now you have pneumonia and bronchitis.
No way.
Yes. So
It's just compounded, kind of steamrolled.
every year I get bronchitis. I don't know what I'm
You
going to
said
learn.
that, at one
Just
time.
to go to the doctor when I start coughing.
Bless your heart. I hate it. I know how. I had that same thing last year. I've told you about it when I first started working outside. It seemed like it
Yeah.
got much worse, but it's better now. So hopefully yours will
good.
get better.
I
much
hope
sooner.
so. I finally got a breathing machine because Publix didn't have one. I couldn't find ours at the house.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do breathing treatments today and hope that it knocks it out.
Well, I hope it will, and that you can get some good rest too. Right after the show, you can't leave until 9.
I know.
Don't leave me here alone. I'll
That's-
drag Baden out from the shadows.
Oh, yeah. Bring him
That if I had
in front
to.
of camera.
Hey, we also want to thank Larry Puckett Chevrolet and Putter Up for being
Yeah.
sponsors with us as well.
Larry Packett has the largest selection of used vehicles.
in the state.
I'm not
Or-
sure. Is it the state? Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
thought
it
was
is.
the-
I've heard it. I think I've heard that before.
Yes.
That's been a point of recognition and pride for them for a while,
I
which I don't
know.
blame them.
I don't
They have a
either.
huge place right
'Cause
down
a lot
there
of
off
people
of
don't like to buy brand new cars.
that McQueen Smith Road. Is that what that? I think that's what they call it. It's
I
just
believe
that
so. No, Cobb's Ford.
Cobb's Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's that other road is somewhere intersecting.
Yeah, it's right over there. The one that goes by
I used to
Walmart the
know
other
it,
way.
but I used to know Prattville, but not too well anymore.
But yeah, and then Put Her Up. They're doing a swing into spring event.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
$10 all you can play.
Unlimited golf.
Unlimited golf
during the
throughout the week.
weekdays.
Monday through Thursday,
Monday through
11
Thursday.
a.m. to 9 p.m.
How about that? So 10 hours every day you could go play.
Yeah.
Literally, I guess you could literally
Good to
stay
hear.
there. I don't.
Putt Masters.
How about that? I could use some work on my putting. I'll have to go. Well, also got coming up tomorrow is Jemison Family Fun Night. It's there on the grounds of, I guess they call it Old Town Jemison.
Yep, right there on Main Street.
Over there with our friend Tiffany, right? She's right
Yeah.
there at the old Scoops.
That's right.
But anyway, the Family Fun Night is going to be right there where they have an artist named Tyler Nichols who will be there. That's from 6 to 9.
Excuse me.
They have a stage there and everything. It's really a nice little setup right next to the railroad tracks. They've talked to L&N Railroad, and they've agreed not to send any trains through there from 6 to 9
Oh,
tomorrow.
wonderful.
No, I just made that up.
Aw. I'm sorry.
I doubt that anybody could get the railroad to change their schedule.
I always wonder. I was like, that's a long time.
I just threw that in. Hoping none of my railroad friends would be upset about that. Hey, tell you what else is going on.
Peach Country Theater is showing Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
So Friday they'll be showing it at 7 p.m., Saturday at 6 p.m., and on Sunday at 2 p.m. We have no picture.
Let
me see.
Well, we're trying to work on that. He just pushes a button there somewhere. Is that it? There I am. Look at there.
We're
I'm
back.
back.
But yeah, so there's a time every day of the weekend that you can go see Mario Galaxy at the theater. And then also, Special Olympics is coming up on the 23rd of April, and they are inviting past Olympians to come and be part of that. So check out their Facebook for more info on that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
The guy I worked with, Glenn Graham, he was a something to do with the Special Olympics here in Chilton County for a long time.
Really?
In fact, he traveled with the team. I don't know if he was the head coach or how that works exactly, how they're organized, but he was a big part of that for a long time.
Aw.
Yep.
I know I volunteered with it when I was in school, and it's very fulfilling.
Oh, I was gonna say he talks about it very fondly. You know, when he does mention it.
Yeah.
Hey, tonight I have been mentioned it yesterday that I had been invited to I don't know, host or whatever. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing, but I'll be live from Jemison City Hall tonight.
And what's going on there?
Well, we've got a meet the candidates for the Commissioner of Agriculture and Industries in the state of Alabama. There are 3 candidates, at least on the Republican side. This is sponsored by the, I believe it's the Chilton Young Republicans. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Chiltagha Young Republicans and the Chilton County Republican Women.
Chilton County Republican Women. I'm sure there are a lot of young women, though, that are part of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a little play on words there. But Roger says we got to pay the power bill.
Oh, yeah. I went and paid it.
You know, Roger is just always got so many good ideas.
I know.
That's one. That's just another one right there. But hey, we got 3 candidates. And I'm not sure exactly, but it's a meet and greet kind of thing where the candidates will be there and you have a chance to come by and meet them and talk to them. You know, the current Commissioner of Agriculture and Industries is in his second term. It's a man named Rick Pate.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pate is now running for lieutenant governor.
Oh.
So these candidates could very well springboard into another position if they desired. Mr. Pate is termed out. He has two terms that he can serve as agricultural commissioner. Commissioner. I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying that. But anyway, there are 3 candidates. There's a gentleman by the name of Corey Hill. There's a lady, Christina Werner McInnes, and then a gentleman by the name of Jack Williams. And we'll have some more information about those candidates coming up. But I get to actually get involved. I don't know exactly if I'll be interviewing these folks or just, I don't know if I'll just be covering it live for Piper Pizza. I don't know, but I want to find out. But that starts tonight at around 5:15. The actual meet and greet starts at 5:30, and then the forum is at 6 p.m. tonight, and that's at Jemison City Hall.
Yep, and I think it's like an event center.
It is. It is. It's
right there across from McDonald's.
It is. It's a very nice setup. A lot of organizations utilize those. And I don't know if they've redone it inside there or not. A few months ago, we had Jonathan Varden on, the mayor of Jemison. He was telling us that they were going to be redoing the city hall.
Oh, really?
In the civic center area.
Huh.
The event area that you referred to, and I don't know exactly what that meant, but I'm sure they had a plan or have a plan. And so anyway, that's tonight at Jemison City Hall. Chilton County talked a lot about this week. Is an agricultural county.
Yeah.
We have some huge farms around here, and there's all types of farms, just like we were talking about with Lucy yesterday, the interview with Mrs. Ellington at from the county extension office. They have all types of farming, pond management, which we have catfish producers.
Yeah.
We have forester producers, obviously all types of fruits and vegetables, including what's that one? Oh yeah, the peach. The peach is what we're really known for. But there are 3 candidates that we'll be hearing from, and you have a chance to meet. I'm looking forward to see who does come and who does take an interest in it. Besides someone that I would think would be involved in agriculture, but I guess we'll find out.
We'll see.
But that's tonight. That's going to be exciting. I see Chrissy Lee is now watching, so that's exciting to have her.
Goodness, I just have an itch in my throat out of nowhere.
That's all right. It's all right. A scratch, as we always called it.
Yes.
I don't know, scratch, itch. Your throat's bothering you.
Yeah.
We also have Kim Robinson with Bama Benefits is one of our sponsors for the Morning Mayhem, and This and That Vinyl. So I tell you, Taylor, this weather has been, it's about to be record. We're about to get into record-setting territory again.
I know it.
But this was going to be the heat. The heat is going to, we're going to be real close to 90 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
But then Sunday it drops to like 70, which will be, that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
For us, it'll seem quite chilly. We'll all have our little sweaters on, right?
I know.
With it's 65 outside.
That's right.
I think I mentioned before this gentleman that I know from Maine, and he likes to wear shorts all the time. Doesn't care. It doesn't matter what it is, what the temperature is. He's got his shorts on.
Yeah, because it's warm to him.
Yep, exactly. He likes to make the point that you people here don't know what it cold is. You didn't come up to Caribou, Maine, or wherever he was from.
I didn't realize, and this may sound ignorant, but I forgot that we were in a drought. And so the day before yesterday, I went outside, watered my garden and our flowers for like an hour. And I was telling my father-in-law when I was out there, I was like, my flowers I planted just are not doing good. They're dying. All the the buds are falling off. I think it's the soil. And so he was telling me I could test the soil or just water them and see what happened. So I went out to water them again yesterday. They are beautiful. They already have buds on them. They've got, my elephant ears have little ears folded up, ready.
Did you buy any of those squeaky things that we talked about?
Squeaky?
The thing I've got on our back porch?
Oh, no.
Elephant ear or whatever it is?
No.
Pig's ear, I mean.
Pig's ear. I didn't buy any. Pig
Go
squeak.
Ahead. Pig squeak. Yeah, that's
I didn't buy any pig squeak.
I apologize. I interrupted your flower story.
It's
so the
okay.
flower, you watered them and they came out beautiful.
Yes. And I was like, just 2 days of watering. And
do you know what
already...
kind of flowers they what do you have planted?
So I have elephant ears in the very back because we don't have gutters. So I wanted something that would do really well if it did rain.
That's right. I forgot. You mentioned that.
Yes.
You kind of block some of that.
And then I think some kind of lilies. I want to say they're daylilies. And then I have colseum, maybe. They're like little bushy flowers. They're pink and orange and yellow and red. Anyway, they're all looking so well. And it made me think yesterday, I was like, just 2 days of consistent watering and taking care of them.
Yeah.
And they're all ready.
How about that? Who knew that water would, help the plants? Just kidding. We've got all kind of things planted. My brother is a landscape guy.
Yeah.
And he helped us design. And so starting sometime towards the end of March, I guess, we have a particular flower that blooms or shrub.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, another one's blooming. And then 2 weeks later, another. So he's got
you'll have constant.
got it staggered to where we have something in bloom for about 2 solid months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. And right now we have these giant amaryllis coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be a beautiful big red flower, or at least they have been in the past. And I see we have one flower stem coming up, but I don't see another.
Oh.
But I don't know. And it seems to be doing real well. And it was one of those things where I planted it probably 15 years ago or maybe more.
Yeah.
And so after I planted it, the shrubs that were near it were relatively small. But now 15 years later, they've encroached completely on it. I have to cut the shrubs back so that the amaryllis have room to grow.
Yeah.
And it looks okay, I guess. I mean, we don't have too many visitors to critique it, but it looks pretty good.
Well, I'm excited for when my elephant ears, because elephant ears get really big.
They'll come back too.
Yeah, and they multiply so fast. I'm excited though when they get pretty big and start filling out, because right now it's just kind of spotty because they're all baby plants.
Mm-hmm.
And everything I planted, I don't think the front row comes back year after year, but I know the lilies and the elephant ears do.
Yeah, I think you should leave that front row or that first row.
Yeah, that way if I want to change it out something.
An annual, that way you can change it if you want.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see when they all fill out how it'll look.
I wish I could think of what these flowers were that we grew last year, hoping that they would seed, this year and come back this year. But
Was it zinnias?
No, it's not a zinnia, but it's something like that. I'll think of it in a minute, maybe.
Cone flowers.
Keep going. We'll be back after these messages here on the Morning Mayhem with Taylor and Mike.
Y'all stick around.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We're both back. I'm
We're,
sorry I hopped on my mouth.
we're
but I'm
chewing
here.
like goats over here.
Yeah. Hey, it's Mike and Taylor back here on Piper Beach Radio, Morning Mayhem. It is Thursday.
I know.
We're creeping into that weekend.
I'm telling you.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, I mentioned tonight is the forum with the Commissioner of Agriculture and Industries. The candidates for that for the Republican Party. There are three.
Yep.
Corey Hill, Christina Werner McInnes, and Jack Williams will be in Jemison tonight as being sponsored by the Chilton County Republican Women and the Chiltagah Young Republicans.
Yeah.
That starts, we'll be on the air, Baden, 5:45? 5:30, 5:45, something like that. But anyway, looking forward to that tonight. That'll be new ground for me. I'm looking forward to that and seeing these folks. And like I said, with what I've done since I retired, Taylor, I don't want to say in focus, but I'm definitely more aware of what's going on in agriculturally in our state, because we are such a diverse state. It's really, we always hear a lot of talk about diversity and inclusion and stuff like that, but I think Alabama does a really good job of that. And I think most of the citizens of the state of Alabama would say that. What somebody else says.
Yeah.
We can't really control that, can we?
No. I think we are too, though, because we have so many different, just from the mountains to the plains to the oceans and
The
rivers
beach,
and
yeah.
everything in between.
Mhm.
We have everything in Alabama.
That's right, we do. I don't know about it. I don't know. I don't really consider the beach the desert. That's the one thing
Yeah,
that we
I
don't
like-
have. The state of Oklahoma, I believe, holds the distinction of having the most. I forget what they called it. I think they call it biodiversity,
Yeah.
and it was the most diverse state because out in the far west they do have some deserts.
Yeah.
And they have some mountains, and in the east, just like we have, full of pine trees and rivers and water, fresh water. So
That's right.
it's a pretty state. I've been out there too. But Alabama is that'll be tonight. They're in Jemison at the City Hall. Hey, our last couple of sponsors I wanted to recognize this morning are Workout Anytime and Wood Surfside Marina.
Yep.
So we appreciate all of our sponsors for providing your sponsorship, your assistance, and with the show here. And we've been really excited about it. What else is going on in the community?
Well, the library's having a movie night next Thursday on the 23rd from 5 to 7. There's the first annual Songwriters Arts and Craft Festival happening on May 2nd. That's going to be all day. You can look up the event on Facebook for more details. And Clayton Farmers Market is coming back. It's going to be Mondays in May from 5 to 7 p.m. at Corner Park downtown.
That is going to be really exciting,
Yes.
to see.
I know. I love a farmer's market.
Yeah, exactly. Well, next week, or excuse me, not next week, I believe it's 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to, Clanton City Park is going to be hosting Law Day.
Yeah.
And it's starts early on that morning, May the 1st. I don't know what day that is. But
let's look.
anyway, it's May the 1st. I would suspect it's a Saturday, but I don't know that it necessarily is.
It is a Friday.
A Friday. Well, the reason I say that because it talks about they've invited second graders from all the county schools.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting to see that. That'll probably be
It'll be a field trip day.
somewhere. It'll be like 400 second graders.
Oh, my goodness. You think that many?
I do.
Oh.
If not more. It wouldn't surprise me if it was more.
Oh, wow.
There's, 6 schools?
Yeah.
Yep, everybody's got one elementary school. Except Isabella and Verbena. Well, Verbena has a separate elementary annex, don't
Yeah.
they, school? But like Isabella's all one school. Maplesville is all one school,
Yeah.
but they have second graders, obviously
That's right.
distinguished that way. But that's coming up. But law enforcement officers, first responders, I mean, what a huge event this will be. They reach out to these students and engage them in various little exhibits and demonstrations,
Yeah.
and they answer questions. I love it. I can remember our daughter asking a question about a helmet once,
Oh.
to a fireman. So our firefighter.
So it'll be Friday, May the 1st from 8:30 till 12 at City Park. And it says that they spoke to nearly 400 second graders last year. So there may be close to 600 this year.
I'm telling you, it's going to be 400 is low.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling that's got to be low.
Huh.
Because we have we probably have 400 high school graduates every year.
Yeah.
As far as a county, I mean.
I graduated with like 25 people.
Yeah, I had 160. In fact, it's funny because the size of the classes haven't really changed.
Yeah.
As far as Chilton County, I mean, we had 160
Yeah.
in 1978.
That's crazy.
That was a long time ago. Yes, we did have electricity. We had just gotten it, 30 years earlier.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just exciting to think about it. For all that, I would just love to see all those little faces, light up. 'Cause I know my granddaughter, she absolutely loves field trips.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where they went just the other day. I know my wife is listening; she can tell me, but or I hope she's listening. But she could tell me.
We went to the zoo with the preschoolers last week. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned you went or were going,
Yeah.
but I don't know that we heard any reports.
Oh, really? It was a lot of fun. So last year, and even this year, some of the classes don't really stick together. They just kind of go do their own thing because, they are young, But my class, about, I'd say 5 or 6 of us stayed together. And the kids seem to enjoy it so much better when they're with their friends than just going off on their own.
Yeah.
We made little binoculars the Wednesday before out of toilet paper tubes, and I brought them, and they were using their binoculars to look at the animals, and it was such a good time.
Oh, how neat.
It was so much fun.
Did you have some parents come?
Yeah. Everyone. So with the preschoolers, they have to have a chaperone.
I got you. So it's not
so
just...
all the parents were there, and my class parents are really good. They're, sometimes you'll get classes and they won't really communicate with each other. They'll just stand around, do their own thing.
Run your own little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my class parents are really good about the community that we have in our classroom. We even went down to eat together afterwards.
Super.
Let the kids play on the playground. Yeah, it was
Good.
fun.
So what all did you do? Just train, right? Did you get on the train?
No,
There's
the
no
train
train?
was down.
Oh, no.
But we saw all kinds of animals.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot more space for the animals at the Montgomery Zoo versus the Birmingham Zoo. And you could see them a lot better.
We went to the Montgomery Zoo last year, I think it was. And I hadn't been there since I'd taken my son when he was a little guy. So that would have been 20-something years. But I haven't been to Birmingham several years. I went with my daughter many years ago. Some school outing she had.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a public school outing or what exactly, or Sunday school. I don't remember. But we went. I just like Montgomery's better.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Because we went to Birmingham over spring break, and it's nice, but it's like, I don't know. It's so closed off from each exhibit. It's almost like they're in which I know that they are in areas, I don't know how to explain that, but it's almost like they're in storage containers because it's got physical walls between each. Whereas the Montgomery, it's like fences, but you can still see all.
Oh, that's
the
right.
area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I really like the air tram or whatever they call it.
That's
in
my
Montgomery,
favorite
where you
too.
just ride over it and you can check out everything.
Yep. They're in the middle of redesigning and remodeling and all that.
Montgomery is?
Yeah,
Oh,
and they're
good.
making the
They
gift shop
need to
larger.
update it.
Yeah.
A what?
They're updating the gift shop and the entrance to make it larger. And so it's kind of under construction in some areas, but you can't really tell until you get to those areas.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's going to be very nice once they finish construction
Well,
and
that's great.
remodeling.
They're building a couple of new buildings downtown Montgomery. I haven't been down there in several months. I need to go check it out.
I haven't been down there
See
either.
what they look like.
I love the downtown area. It's very nice.
That new state house is being built. It should be.
Yeah.
ready. Well, hey, we're getting the red flag waved at us.
Yeah, we are.
So it's 7:58.
When we come back, I got to interview Jamie Galt a couple of days ago.
That.
Yeah. She is running for superintendent of education. And so I got to ask her a few questions, spend some time with her. So that's going to be on when we get back.
All right. Have a good break here. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Oh,
We'll be
yeah.
back live. Outreach Radio.
reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Morning Mayhem, and today I'm here with Miss Jamie Galt. She is a candidate for the Superintendent of Education. Hi, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. So we have some questions for you just to get to know you and to know about what your cause is for running for the superintendent position. So walk us through your background in education, and more importantly, what experiences have you walked through that have shaped how you lead?
Perfect. Those are great questions. So I have been in education now for 21 years. I've spent 9 of those in a classroom teaching high school science in Mobile County. I got to develop science curriculum for Mobile County while I was down there. I then moved into counseling, helped in South Alabama start up a city school system. That was a pretty unique and great opportunity for me. Then I came back home to Chilton County, and I'm in my 11th year as senior counselor at Chilton County High School.
Oh, wow. How was it going from such a large area like Mobile to back home?
Well, so I graduated from Isabella, so that was even smaller than Chilton County High School. But I'm a military brat as well, so I'm used to kind of traveling around to different sizes, and but it's all still the same concept wherever you are and regardless of the size.
What is one moment in your career that's changed your perspective as an educator?
Oh, goodness, just one.
Only one.
I think there's certain interactions that you'll have the opportunity to have, and I guess it's come more from my counseling side of it to see how you can truly, truly affect and have an everlasting effect on a child's life, a family's life, and that to me that's the most amazing thing. That's what makes me do it every day.
Yes. I know for me, I remember there's people you remember from school that really helped you, but then there's bad ones too. So I bet it feels good knowing that you're one of the good ones, the good memories.
Yes.
Is there a moment or an issue that pushed you to take this step to run for superintendent?
There is. Being back, I've had time to kind of sit and see where we have some shortcomings. I feel that my diversified background and experience has taught me there's so many things out there that can be applied and could help lots of people, like families, students. There's just so much out there that can be brought together to work better for our students and better for our employees.
Okay. And then what would you do differently from previous leadership?
I think we've got to, my biggest thing, I think there's quite a bit, there's a lack of unity. there's a lack of transparency. There's a lack of communication. And I would like to change all of that. I think it takes a village to raise a child and to get the best for everybody. And I think everybody needs to have a voice in that. Mm-hmm. That being said, I also think everybody has to take accountability for their part in that.
Yes. Okay. And what is one issue that you think isn't being talked about enough?
I think there has been a big divide created between, I say, the thems and the us's. The us's being the people in the trenches, the one with boots on the ground, the ones that are there in a school every day making it happen. The thems, that's legislation, that's everything coming down, people at the state, central office. They have an idea of how it should look and how it should work and what it looks like on paper, but the reality is something quite different. And I think there's been quite a divide in that. And I think the us's in the trenches are getting, we're getting worn down. We're burning out. You see that happen. Teachers leave, they burn out. They don't have the backup. They don't have the support. They're not getting paid enough. And I think that is a huge problem.
Mm-hmm. I know it's always easier when you're just looking at something versus whether you're in it.
Right, when you're in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything looks great on paper, but...
Absolutely. In the perfect world.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you think the biggest urgency is? Funding, student behavior, teacher shortages? What do you think's the most urgency?
Those are all very big things. I want to say, I think to start in Chilton County, to turn it around, we've got to get qualified teachers. And we have some very great teachers. Mm-hmm. We've got to keep the great ones we have, make them stay. We're missing that. I think that is the component that's got to happen first. You've got to make it appealing for teachers to come and stay in Chilton County. Gone are the days of, I graduated from a school in Chilton County, I'm going to go off to school, get my degree, and come back. You're not going to come back when you could go to any surrounding county and be paid almost $10,000 more.
Yeah.
And then to come to this county, you're going to have a lot of additional outside jobs put on you aside from just the teaching. Student behavior has become an issue with some. I very much so, and this is my military brat background. I think if you can't stay in school, follow the rules, and you become a safety issue for the majority of the other kids, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you're disturbing everybody else's learning because you just cannot get it together, that's a problem. And that's part of what I was saying earlier. Parents have to take accountability on some of that too. Mm-hmm. The blaming your teacher for your child's bad behavior, that's not taking any accountability as a parent, and it's not teaching your child any sort of accountability for themselves.
Right. What do you think is a role that parents should play in decision making?
I think parents should have they should have a voice in it. I think we've got to be a lot more transparent as a school district in showing, this is what's available. This is our goal. This is what we're trying to do, but not just set a goal and say, do this, but, what do you guys want as parents? What do you see? What do you need? What can we do to help each other to give us the best for all of our students?
Yes. What is something that you think people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a life.
Oh.
I'm a mom of 3. I have, my oldest is 19 and my youngest is only in 2nd grade. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not at work or momming, I really don't have a whole lot of time for hobbies. Yeah. I'm trying to learn to crochet. So I guess that's something kind of cool.
If you could say one thing directly to parents and teachers listening right now, what would it be?
Hang in there. Hang in there. I know as a parent, each child is different. All 3 of mine are different. It's difficult day to day. Just, keep with it. It's easy to get overwhelmed. As a teacher, I know you keep looking to the horizon, but just hang in there. And I truly believe that we can make things better.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So tell us again, when is the election? When can we vote for you?
So May 19th is the primary.
Okay.
And I would love, please go out and vote and support me. And I'm so excited to get going.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had a good time talking to you today. Thank you so much for coming and visiting with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back. Hey,
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
All right, we're back here.
We're back.
Morning Mayhem. Taylor and Mike, right after that interview that you just had with Jamie Galt, running for Superintendent of Education.
I know. I had a really good time with her.
Yeah. What was it that you thought about her forum or her platform, maybe is a better word, that you thought that you liked?
I think it's neat that she come from a military family, and she's graduated from Isabella. I don't think a lot of people realize that she is from here.
Mm-hmm.
She moved away.
Right.
She's got a lot of really good points that she made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good interview, and I hope you all enjoyed it. She is running for Superintendent of Education for Chilton County.
That's right.
Hey, I had I like to look at some economic stuff, and I don't know if you know who the mayor of Los Angeles is, a lady named Karen Bass.
Okay.
Well, she was Miss Bass was a representative, I think, United States representative for that particular district for the state of California. But she's been the mayor now for, I think, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And she recently, I don't know how you feel about economics and everything, but she recently, when you use the word mandate, it means you told everybody to do this.
Yeah, it's not a very good.
She
positive word.
mandated that hotels pay up to $30 an hour, or pay $30 an hour for their workers at the airports and hotels. So she's just taking upon herself to come up with the number that, and they're thinking. I understand why the Democratic Party a lot of times, she's a Democrat, by the way, but why they think a lot of times about being able to just, we'll just raise the minimum wage, and then all the minimum wage workers will get raises, and they'll have more money, and they'll be better off economically.
Yeah.
But the other end of that equation is, Taylor, somebody has to pay them that money.
Yeah.
Some business owner has to pay them, right? Or something. And usually we deal with capitalism and the free market here in our great state and in our great country. But you have folks like Mayor Bass out there who thinks that it's a good idea to mandate, to make somebody say, okay, you're going to pay this person, who takes the trash out for me, $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And that sounds great. But what happens is that these companies, they just start doing the math, and they figure out, well, we've got so much in this employment bucket of money And that's all we're going to be able to spend, regardless of whether we have 50 people or whether we have 30 people hired.
Yeah.
So
then more jobs get put on those 30 people versus 50, and they're doing more for less pay, actually.
exactly, and they're really struggling. They're to one they have trouble even at $30 an hour filling these jobs. And then two, the companies that do have the jobs, they don't have as many of the jobs. They don't advertise as often, just simply because they're not going to pay $30 an hour for something that they were paying, 15 or 20.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a huge increase to employers. But they did this survey, and they were all talking about how it had gone up, and it was going up. It's going up 250. It's at like 25 now, and it's going up to 250 for the next couple of years, and then by 28 it'll be 30. I mean, $30 an hour for a minimum wage job, it seems fantastic, but not for the employers.
Yeah.
And ultimately, who pays all of these expenses? Your customer, the consumer, right?
Yeah.
We do. But what's going to happen is going to have a lot more automation. People are going to lose their jobs just simply because companies are looking for ways to cut expenses. And if they can figure out a way to have a machine do it, for a one-time investment of $50,000, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then the people who don't have who aren't educated and who don't have a skill will be literally left out in the cold, and we're going to have the complete opposite effect of what she intended. Now, I'm not saying she didn't have good intentions, this Mayor Bass out in L.A., but I am saying the end result is just catastrophic.
Yeah.
Anytime the government, I believe, comes in and tries to tell you what you have to do, how much you have to pay for a particular job, I mean, it just doesn't work. That's why that free market is so good and so effective. Because if a company really wants to hire, the best widget maker, then they can offer that best widget maker a deal that they can't refuse. So
that's right.
I don't know if you'd seen that or not, but a lot of these, they call them sanctuary cities and sanctuary states. They welcome in immigrants they won't cooperate with federal law enforcement on that, trying to enforce our immigration laws. But yet they'll come in and decide that they're going to, if you're going to be in the city limits, you're going to pay your workers $30 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wouldn't fly anywhere else.
No.
Certainly wouldn't fly around here. And I don't understand people. Why do they keep voting people like this Karen Bass into office?
I don't know.
I mean, it's like they think they come up with all these numbers of how it's going to generate all this income because all these people are going to have more money to spend, which, again, if it was just, I guess if we were in a vacuum, it would be that way. But we're not. We don't live in a vacuum.
No.
We live in a free market, and a free market, which again, we're 250 years old, greatest country that's ever been. I just don't know who would you point to be more influential than we've been the last 250 years. There's not one.
No.
And I say that just as a factual thing, not really bragging. I hope I'm not come across that way. But regardless of that, what I come across as, the bottom line is that folks like Karen Bass, you can't dictate. They talk about no kings and all, and then they act like kings in their own little fiefdom,
Yeah.
And they heck with what the market wants or the business community can support. They think they know best.
Yeah.
And so they're going to influence, and unfortunately, like I said, it just hasn't worked out. But I'm really hoping that people like that in sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are starting to maybe wake up a little bit more and realize, hey, these are our resources that we're expending on these folks. And I don't know. I heard something else on seemed kind of disturbing to me. Was our country's birth rates?
Oh gosh.
Are just a tad above our death rates. So in other words, like Social Security and Medicare and things that have been going on now for years. 40 years ago, I started as a young worker paying into those programs.
Yeah.
And now I've reached the point where I get to utilize them. And it always works this way, Taylor, is that folks your age work to support those programs for folks my age.
Yeah.
I mean, because I did it for the folks older than me, and you're doing it for folks older than you. But it seems like there is a push by some in our society to where having children is a bad thing.
Yeah.
So we're not replacing our population like we have done in the past. And I don't know if you have any thoughts on that about pushing. And they were like, how do we turn that tide? How do we turn it around? Well, I mean, we start talking more positively about the family.
Yeah.
And the benefits of having children.
I know,
Instead of, well, what do you hear about when you have children? Oh my gosh, it's cost $400,000 to raise a child now. Oh, well, I can't afford that. You know, some people were saying.
I know.
But at some point, we're going to dumb ourselves out of all these programs that we have.
Yeah. And too, I feel like anytime you talk about having kids, even in the South, and I feel like it used to not be that way down here, it's always, like you said, how expensive it is and what a burden it is and just the responsibility. And people my age and younger, I feel like aren't, I don't know, it's almost like we're immature. Like we don't want that responsibility. Well, and I don't understand it.
Well, I think it's because folks like me have failed in some regard of emphasizing what we were taught. You know, a lot of people come and I say like me, I really, the only reason I said that mainly is because I didn't want to come across as being self-serving. But I will say that I am part of the generation that created, you know, you guys, basically. Because I have a 38-year-old son, and I know you're younger than that, but not a lot. But the point is that we just haven't emphasized the family enough, and we've let the family slip away. We've let small groups take over the narrative instead of the majority of people, I believe, speaking out and talking about the wonders of parenting and grandparenting and things like that. Not the burdens. These aren't burdens. These are joys. These are opportunities that we get to do that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have a little 4-year-old, I think, and I have a 6-year-old granddaughter, and I mean, it's some of the best times I've ever had.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, around her. And
I mean, he's wild, of course, but I wouldn't look at him and say, you know, good luck if you ever have one. You know, like
exactly.
What are you talking about? Speaking of, do you know, I ran, and I think this too is why, because some people, they're not as strong. There's different people. There's leaders, there's followers, weaklings in a good way, but, you know, and then people who are more strong-willed. I was in Hobby Lobby, it's probably been about a year or so ago, maybe a little more, with Deason one day, and he was saying something. He was wanting to look at something, and we were looking, and this lady came down the aisle, and I was like, all right, baby, watch out. Like, you can't take up the whole aisle. And he said something back to me, and the lady that came down the aisle, she was like, she made a comment, and I was like, oh, yeah, haha, you know. And then she was like, well, good luck with him when we were walking off. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, oh, nothing. I just mean good luck. And I was like, I don't need luck. Like, he's acting fine. Like, what do you mean by that?
He's 4.
And he was like 2 or 3 at the time. And I was like, he's not, I don't understand your comment. Like, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
And you always hear negative when you go out with your kids. It's like, oh, your hands are full. Oh, well, he's a mess sitting here, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you don't, stop. He's 4.
Well, you know, they broke the mold when those other people were
I guess
born,
so.
right? Isn't that what they think?
Yeah.
I was a perfect child.
Y'all making comments. Or like the other day, he was throwing a fit. I forgot where we were. We were somewhere with my mom. Or it might have been Bailey's mom. Anyway, we were somewhere. He was throwing a fit. And this man was staring when he walked by. And I was like, you ain't never seen a kid crying and throwing a tantrum before? I mean.
Well, some people have
come on.
I'm telling you, it's a revisionary vision. If
like,
you will,
I see adults acting worse than this.
Exactly. There you go. I was going to say about the revising of history is that they forget what it was like when their kids were coming up or when they were coming up and what the stuff they did. I almost said a bad word. I'm glad I said stuff. Stuff that they did, you know, when they were little. And I mean, I have seen instances where I felt like parents should step in and do something.
Yeah.
You know, but that's very rare. The fact that some child has, like you said, has a fit is not always a reflection on the parent. It could just be, you know, the child missed its nap or something, you know.
Well, and the other day.
that afternoon.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. We were with my mother-in-law and father-in-law. We were at Lowe's because our bathtub had a crack in it, and we were going to replace the whole thing. We ended up just doing the easy way out and anyway, besides the point. We were in Lowe's, and he hadn't eaten since lunch. He
There
had
you
a couple
go.
snacks, but it was getting close to like 7
So
o'clock. He was hungry. Hangry, yeah. And he was acting a fool, and that man, he was like, I was like, dude, just go on, okay? You ain't got to stop and stare. Just go on. I might have been a little hangry too. But, yeah, I don't know. It's
What do
just
you
all
want,
this
mister?
these negatives around kids nowadays. And it's like, quit being ageist.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's got to change. You know,
Yeah.
we got to change that perception. You know, the Chinese government, I would say, maybe 30 or 40 years ago, they were concerned about their population. They began to offer financial incentives to their population. And the reason they began to do that is because 20 years prior to that, they had started a one and done, or basically a program where one child and that was it.
Yeah.
And then they realized, oh my gosh, we're running, and then in just 40 years, which is pretty smart on their part to realize, even although it was kind of a ill consumed program there. I don't know how I say that the right way, but conceived, that's the word I was looking for. Ill conceived program. But anyway, then they realized their population, they weren't going to be able to keep up. So they began to give incentives the opposite direction. They gave incentives not to have children. Now they're giving incentives to have children. I hope we never have to come to something like
I
that.
know. I hope not either.
But I really believe that people just like us, Taylor, I'm lumping you in here with me, but I think we want for our politicians to speak in a way that inspires us, but ultimately, the politicians' words are going to fade away. It's going to be up to us and what we do in our households.
Yeah.
And what we do in our churches and what we do in our communities.
That's right.
And so I'm excited at some of the folks coming up now in our local politics in particular, because that's where I live. Is, you know, all politics are local, right?
That's right.
That's what I heard. But anyway, we're all coming up, and you see family men and women running who have children, who, you know, and they'll be able to broadcast, and they should embrace that and wear it as a badge of honor, and maybe it will begin to turn the tide. But I'm telling you, it starts there, and then we gotta work it back into our schools where it becomes a good thing, you know, for our schools and not a burden.
Yeah.
I love the way you use the word burden, because that's exactly the way they make people feel. The burden of a $400,000 or the burden of this. Well, yeah, but it's worth 10 times that. You know, as far as money goes. And you give somebody opportunity.
Well, and it's not $400,000 up front.
Yeah, there you go. It's paid out over, you know,
Yeah.
And I wish it was paid out over, 18 years, but I'm finding it's paid out over more like 25 or 40 even. I love my children to death. I wouldn't take anything for them.
I know it. And really, I mean, yes, it's expensive having kids, but everything else is expensive too. It's just like the thing, it's never a good time. It's never a good time to buy a house. It's never a good time to buy a car. It's never a good time to have kids.
Oh.
But when you have kids, you're going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. You'll figure out a way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I personally think, and my wife said something the other day about us making sacrifices, but that's what we do. We love to sacrifice for our family.
That's right.
I mean, yes,
it's
I
worth
am a
it
selfish
so
person,
much.
and I do things for myself all the time, but I also do a lot of things for my family and friends and others. But what the idea is that that's what I feel like I'm supposed to do.
Yep.
You know, that's the person I'm supposed to be. I didn't mean to get off on that tangent, but I heard about that, you know, when I was hearing about these different generations, and then I was hearing about the mandating the minimum wage, and it just doesn't work. You have to let the market decide it, And then,
No,
but
I will
again, I think
say-
if our leaders would also on the same vein, there talk about families and talk about having children and the joy of that, and present more of those types of images rather than the burden or the butt of the joke, because of the kid version. So anyway, you were about to say.
I will say, I think that in Alabama, our minimum wage is kind of ridiculous because the prices of stuff. Brian mentioned that in a comment about how the minimum wage goes up, so the price goes up, and then it's a never-ending cycle. Prices have already went up since our minimum wage has been
It's still
set.
$7
Yeah,
and $7.25 or something like that.
I don't know what the minimum to 30 is the minimum wage in California.
In Los
She's
Angeles, in particular,
Okay. Say
just
like
in Los Angeles.
I don't know what their state minimum wage is. I know stuff is more expensive out there, but I feel like even for Alabama, like I think it's 740 something, 725
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it's 7.25, 7.25.
Nobody can do anything with that,
I wonder how many jobs that are actually filled at that
I
rate.
don't know.
Because all these fast food places that I see, they're always averaging $10, $12,
Yeah.
$14 an
See,
hour.
and that makes more sense to
Which,
me
what is
for
that?
minimum
That's
wage.
the market working, see?
Yeah,
The market says, well, if I pay 14, I can attract the best workers.
yeah.
But if I pay 30, yeah, you get the best workers, but then
You don't get
who's
as
going
many
to
of them.
pay $12 for that, cheeseburger,
That's right. But I don't think anyone could live off of, or I know minimum wage jobs aren't to live, but even
That's
a high
right.
schooler, you can't even pay for your gas to go to work, make
Yeah,
a
that would
minimum wage.
that
you
would
know,
be hard. But
Yeah.
again, that's the whole incentive in my mind to improve yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it be through education or a trade, which of course learning a trade is education.
yeah.
It's the same thing, really.
And I think too, it does go back to the business owners because there are some business owners in Chilton County that pay minimum wage and then want to talk about work ethic. Well, you're not going to get work ethic if you're not willing to pay over $7.50.
Well, I look at it this way. I think of it as you might start somebody out at $7.50 and you watch them for a probationary period, say
Yeah.
30 days maybe, or 60 or 90 or whatever. And then after that, you can evaluate that person and say, even at $7, they were really giving a good effort. So I want to put them to this $11 position.
Yeah.
And then I don't know exactly. I've never owned a business. I've never run a business. I mean, I've managed businesses, but never been, the guy making all the decisions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just look at it. It just makes it. I don't know. I just think you got to let the free market work.
Yeah.
This mandating. I don't even like the $7.
I don't like the word mandate.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm going to tell you what to do. That's what I said
you're
when I
not.
started. Was like, there's one strike right there.
Yeah. But I think we're about to go to break. We haven't got the flag yet, but I think it's coming soon.
It's time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
There's the old flag.
We're going to go to break. We're going to take a nose blowing session, and then we'll be right back. So y'all stick around.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com.
Need care fast? Come see us at Chilton Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it. Looking to save some money and keep your vehicle running smooth? Head to McSweeney Auto Group for their oil change special, just $29.95. Mark your calendar for March 11th, 12th, and 13th, and again, March 26th, 27th, and 28th. And that's not all. This special will continue the 2nd and 4th weeks of April and May, giving you 3 full months of savings. Here's how it works. Take a quick test drive and receive your oil change voucher. It's that simple. Offer valid Tuesday through Thursday only. Excludes high performance and diesel oil changes.
Sorry, I'm
Good morning.
Strumming along here with the bumper music. I love the bumper music.
Me too. It's a very good little
Oh,
beat.
he does a great job with the music. I mean, it's like when I hear it, it's like, all right, we're back on. You know, we're back on.
We're
We're back on.
Mike
So-
said doing stuff for yourself doesn't make you selfish. It makes you preservative. Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you. I think
I think
that's a compliment.
so too.
Um,
Speaking of preservative,
yeah.
I have an article from a pica specialist.
Okay.
You know what pica is?
No, what I'm looking forward to learning. I'm learning about it.
Pica is the persistent craving and consumption of non-food items that have no nutritional value. So, have you ever
mean like a
heard of My
pen?
Strange Addiction?
If I wanted to eat like a pen,
Yeah.
that would be. No, I have
Pica.
not heard it. Actually, I have seen it in the
Like-
guide,
yeah,
but
but you
I've
never
never
watched
watched it.
Well, it's
Sorry.
it highlights one of like a lot of it is pica, where they eat stuff that you never find on the menu. So like this one, she said she worked with a patient who had a family member that consistently had to hide their sponges because their family ate kitchen sponges.
Ate kitchen sponges.
Yeah.
Little salt and pepper, lemon juice.
Gross. No, they just eat it how it is.
I know.
Like
I
I
was just
know on
making
one
a
of them
joke,
she eats
I
like
wouldn't put salt, pepper on it, or lemon
ashes.
juice, and I wouldn't eat it.
You wouldn't eat it.
No.
It may make it more tolerable.
Now I believe I understand why the population is dropping.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
But the disorder's name comes from a Eurasian magpie, a bird called pica. And pica in Latin is Latin, and the bird is known for eating just about anything.
How about that? Kind of like a
So,
shark, you know?
Yeah.
They eat they say they eat anything and then they spit it out later or,
I know.
regurgitate it if they don't like it.
But yeah, so it says that the disorder begins in childhood. It appears at any age. Pregnant women are most likely to develop it in adulthood. And
No more pickles and ice cream.
No.
Now it's
it says it's like clay and dirt.
lipstick.
Lipstick, yeah. But the high rates of population where it is most likely from biological vulnerabilities with nutritional deficiencies, environmental stressors, and poverty or neglect. And sometimes it may point to underlying neurodevelopment conditions such as autism or psychiatric disorders like OCD.
Well, I was thinking there might be something wrong with somebody. So I think that's what that says.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
That's kind of, I speak like at the simple explanation. You know,
Yeah.
something's wrong with that person.
Something is wrong.
What are some of the things they've been eating? Does it say anything on there about that?
Peel and eat drywall, kind of
Oh.
like shrimp, but drywall.
Peel and eat.
Yeah, she said that she's treated patients who peel and eat drywall, and that puts them at risk of lead poisoning. Obviously,
Did not know that our drywall had lead in it, but
I didn't either. But I
our
mean,
paint used to.
yeah,
You know, that's why it lasted forever.
I know.
You could paint your house once every 25 years, you know, with good lead paint.
Yeah, I'm not going nowhere.
Now it's 5 if you can get, if you're lucky.
If that, we
Yeah.
painted our house a couple months ago and decent. I'm like, don't touch the walls. Like you can already see places. Anyway, she said she's also seen people who consume paper products, napkins, towels, tissues, as well as toys like crayons, and clay.
What in the world
No,
would motivate people to do that?
I don't know.
Some sort of disorder for sure.
Some kind. But so, do you have some weird stuff that you eat?
I don't guess.
No.
I mean, just food stuff.
I used to like to chew on Barbie doll shoes when I was little.
Well, that might qualify.
But I didn't
to
swallow them.
speak of.
Not on purpose. One time I swallowed a pen cap on accident.
A pen cap. Oh, you mean like
Like the lid to a pen, yes.
yeah.
I was chewing on it
That's
in
pretty
class.
sharp.
And I don't know what happened, but it just went down.
And oh,
It may still be in there, actually. I
Yeah,
never,
okay,
I never told
I
it.
was not going to go there, but since you did, what happened
Bailey
to that
said,
pen?
"Does it
What happened to
taste
that pen
better?"
cap?
I don't know. I don't think it ever came out. Bailey said, does it taste
Oh.
better fresh from Lowe's or does it need to be hung first?
I
That's kind
prefer-
of like one of those steaks that needs to be aged finely.
28 days or something.
Yeah.
I like it better, you know, the ones from Office Depot. Just kidding.
Drywall?
No, drywall, pins,
No.
you know, whatever. Hey, Robin Wilson says she's watching. Good morning, Robin. And I saw my
morning.
friend BJ Massengill a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Glad
you
that you're
did.
back on with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I've seen it. I saw this article a couple weeks ago, and I've been wanting to talk about it.
It's about aliens.
No, it's not about aliens,
Oh.
but it is about the Freedom Plane.
Oh.
You know, we've got our country's 250th birthday coming up,
Yeah.
July the 4th, and there is this thing. You see this picture of this beautiful plane here
Beautiful.
called the Freedom
It's a
Plane,
big old plane.
and it is going to be traveling across the country
Huh.
this year because of in honor of the 250th anniversary. But there's all kinds of neat things, original documents that they're flying across the country and put it on display.
Oh, wow.
Like it mentions here in particular, they are copies, or not copies, but the originals of the oaths of allegiance signed by George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and Aaron Burr during the Revolutionary War in 1778.
Huh.
The original ones.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Oaths of allegiance. Now, Alexander Hamilton, do you recall what he kind of gets credit for?
I'm going to be honest with you. When you said those names in 1778, the first thing I thought about was the musical Hamilton.
Okay. Well, that's who they're singing about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same guy.
But that's all I know about it.
Yeah,
That's
but-
all I remember from
Well,
school.
he was, I guess, kind of like the Treasury Secretary would be today. And he's the one that advocated for a national bank.
Oh.
And we did finally get a national bank, but it was actually quite a debate amongst our
They didn't making
forefathers.
fun of me that I know
Oh,
nothing
I
about
wasn't
any
sure
of
enough
this.
that you were really in awe of that or not.
I'm following you, though.
But the Articles of Association, which were signed in 1774 by all 53 delegates, urging colonists to boycott British goods.
Yeah. Is that when the Tea Party happened?
And well, the Tea Party I think was a little bit before that,
Oh,
but it was all a culmination.
it was all together. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all just building up, you know, to the moment. But they'll be on there. Again, that's something I never heard of was this actual Articles of Association.
Uh-huh.
But it was just a document again that was put out before we even really had we didn't really have a federal government. We were forming one, but we didn't have it yet. But that'll be on there. But I don't know. It's just there's all kind of handwritten notes and letters, and here's a picture of this oath of allegiance.
That's really cool, though.
It is really cool.
Did it say where they were going to be?
Yes, it does. But one of the last documents that are going to be on there was. I don't know if you can hear that or not, folks. There's some dragging of furniture going on outside there.
What's going on?
But when they voted to form a country was July 4th, as the Constitution was signed on July 4th, 1776.
Yeah.
And then that Constitution had to be adopted by all. They were colonies, and then they became states after that.
Yeah.
And they had to vote on it, and of course it was a unanimous. No one didn't approve the Constitution, but there's documents are there. I mean, these actual documents are there. I don't know. It just seems really, really cool.
Yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to say, all right, you see how they print here? I know y'all can't see this, but it's an old school printing. Okay, it's old font, if you will.
Yeah.
The style. Well, that was all done by an engraving.
Huh.
They engraved and they made a metal die, if you will, of the letters and sometimes words. Well, one of the things that's on there, one of the biggest thing is the original engraving of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, cool.
Which was commissioned by President John Quincy Adams, who was the son of our second president, who was John Adams. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that was he had 50 of these commissioned, if you will, to make these engravings. So that I would assume that these engravings, Taylor, are made to look like they're like forgeries, if you will. There is like copies of the originals. Mm-hmm. With the idea being is that we preserve that, and we actually have one of the actual metal engravings. That even today, you could spread ink over and press on a piece of paper, and you could get a copy of it, and it would look like the original.
Yeah.
And it was made in 1823, which is just 203 years ago.
Not bad.
But anyway, this kind of stuff just fascinates me.
Are they going to be close by to us at all?
Well, let's see what it says here. They're going around to different places. Let me see here. I don't know. It doesn't. My article.
Baden said
I don't see it.
That we need to tell Baden, or not Baden. Brian said, Taylor, tell Baden you need a week off with sick leave pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, can you tell that I'm sick? I'm I don't know, I'm feeling a little foggy over here.
But I'm sorry, I don't have the, I'm sure you could
we can look it up.
I didn't realize I didn't have that. I've waited all this time.
What is that?
I don't know, it's some sort of,
it's got an ad.
I would guess it's,
a corn sucker?
Yeah, exactly. I presume that. I don't know. I didn't click on it, find out what that coolest gift was.
Looks like it could be something really cool or either really nasty.
I'm gonna go with the cool. I'm gonna vote for the cool.
I am too. I assume your ads aren't like that on Facebook or on your articles.
I hope not. But I don't usually click on them, so I don't know what they are.
You sound congested. I am congested. I don't know if you missed it. I have pneumonia and bronchitis, so I'm hanging on by a thread over here.
And I'm no help. Sorry.
You're okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did y'all talk about the Choose Act at all this week?
The Cheese Act?
Choose
Act?
Yeah.
No, I didn't, but I do know about that. I'd love to talk about it.
It has jumped 33% because more families are turning away from public school. And it opened up, I forgot when it opened up. I want to say it was in January maybe. But there was a 33% increase this year. And if you don't know what the Choose Act is, so that is where you can file for, or you can put in an application to get funding to
attend
pay
private school
or to do homeschool with your children, and it's taxpayer dollars.
Yep.
But a lot of like the spokesperson for the public schools, they're saying that it's not good whatsoever for the public schools. Because,
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, because it messes with their funding too.
Well, what it really boils down to is in my opinion, at least. I always said cheese.
I meant choose. I don't know why I said cheese.
Well, I think it's just the way your sound. It sounded
Maybe
like
so.
that. I'm sure you did not say cheese, but it sounded like that to us.
Of cheese on the brain.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hungry too. But that is really neat because I forget. Does it say in there, Taylor, how many people have taken advantage of this so far? Because
I
there've been
I
I don't know if they call them vouchers or not here in Alabama, but there are a lot of opportunities to go to a private school and have it subsidized by the state government because we basically said, okay, we're going to let the parents choose where their kids go to school.
Yeah.
And the money that we normally give to a public school, which I want to say they average around $7,500 per student in Alabama. Maybe it's more than that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, if I forgot that number mixed up with something else.
They don't have the exact number of families that applied. It just says that it was up 33% from last year and that it changed. Governor Abbey said the Choose Act, choose, not cheese, has changed the lives of thousands of Alabama families, enabling them to choose schools that best align with their priorities and their child's specific needs.
Yep. I wonder what that's like here in Chilton County. How many have done that?
I don't know. I
'Cause,
bet
we
there's a
have
good
two-
bit because we have like
2 or 3 academies now.
3. I know for sure. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
And there's a lot of kids here that are homeschooled too.
Right. We know some families that do that
Yeah.
right now or have done it in the past.
Yeah, and there's actually a homeschool co-op, one for sure that I know of, out
just
of Alabama.
Resources and
Clayton.
materials and stuff, resources and
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
they
that.
meet like once a week, I think.
Yeah.
But it says that it affects the amount of dollars that's distributed to both county and municipal school districts across the state. This is Ryan Raynaud. He's a board member for Huntsville City Schools. And he says that if trends for the Choose Act continue in the same pattern, public schools can miss out on $200 million.
Wow.
They have to follow a strict set of educational standards to receive funding, and some of those standards don't apply to private schools that benefit from the Choose Act funds.
Well, I don't think there's ever going to come a time where public schools are going to support private schools and private schools are going to support public schools.
I don't think so either.
They're always going to talk the virtues of each and the downfalls of the other,
Yeah,
or pitfalls, I guess.
I think so too.
So that's the old proverbial take with a grain of salt story.
Yeah,
When you hear them talking about how it's going to affect this, how negative.
know.
Well, if it's negative on one end, then it's going to be positive on another.
yeah.
At least I
that's
believe
right.
that. So
But I think it's good now because, I mean, used to, you didn't really, if you didn't have the money to send your kid anywhere else, public school was it.
that's it.
And now I think that it's good that you can have the option
You can
to
choose.
use your taxpayer dollars.
You can choose.
Yep, you can choose.
Yep, that's right.
Where
I
you
think
want
it
your
is
child to
great.
go and what you want them to be around.
I don't know what are the requirements of that, or if there are, any kind of stipulations
Yeah.
about.
I know we talked about it a
using
little
that.
bit when it first opened up. I think there may be what's the word I'm looking for?
Regulations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a certain amount that you have to make.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That if you're making X amount plus Y, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of
Yeah.
the program. But the idea is that they spend, and I thought the number was 7,500 for some reason. I mentioned that earlier. That they spend 7,500 on the student here in Chilton County, for example. Well, then rather than you go to Chilton County High School or Jemison High School, you can go to homeschool and you can take that $7,500 that they'll allow. You can buy your materials or whatever.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of keep up with the Joneses.
That's right.
But anyway, I thought that was interesting. We have Steve Johnson recommending Peach City Academy here in Clanton. That's the newest one, I think.
Yeah. I
And
think
then there's
they
Liberty also, and
Yeah.
then Chilton County,
Chilton Christian Academy.
Chilton Christian rather, right?
Yep.
CCA up in Jemison, right?
That's
Which
just
had
right.
been the only one for a while.
A long time, yeah.
For several years. That's right. Well, it is 8:53 here on Thursday, and we already talked about tax day. I'm kind of proud of myself. I got my taxes all done, like with like 4 or 5 days to spare.
at
You know what I mean?
you.
It's usually And I had to send some money in. Which
Aw.
normally I wait till the absolute last minute if I got to send the money.
I bet.
Now, if I get a refund, which has been a long time, I want that as soon as possible.
Oh yeah.
So we do
Bailey always does ours like ASAP.
the electronic. Does he do it himself for y'all? Or y'all
He's
take
done
it somewhere?
He's taken it before. He's done it himself before. Just, I guess it's whatever he's feeling that year.
Well, when I realized I made a mistake on some new law, and I got called on it by the IRS one time, I said I'll never do it by myself again.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
so much, and
If the laws didn't change every year, and there was new deductions here, and new that there, and all that,
if it was
probably
just stick
could
to
do it.
one. Yeah.
But isn't it funny though to me how the IRS, they know everything we do, they know every transaction if they want to,
Yeah.
and yet we have to report how much income we made and how many taxes. It doesn't make sense. Why don't they do that too?
I don't
They're
know.
already doing it. They already know what tax dollars we paid in.
I know.
They
Do
know
it for us.
They know when we sneeze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know it. So I've
They
always thought it
know
was
how
funny.
much toilet paper we use.
Yeah, exactly. We have the giant rolls here at Piper Peach Radio.
We do,
so-
and we get charged if we overuse toilet paper. I'm not making nothing this week because I think I've blown my nose with like half a roll of toilet
Oh
paper.
yeah, you probably have.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Mr. Steve said that we had his wife on. She's the administrator at Peach City Academy. We did have her on.
Okay, cool.
All right, I've got one more thing.
All right, here we
before
go.
we head out for the summer. Alabama Shark Attack Alert System has went live.
Cool.
Yeah, it's called Lulu's Law.
Yep. Lulu Gribbin.
Yep. She is a Mountain Brook teenager. She was attacked and lost her left hand and right leg in a shark attack in Florida. And only 90 minutes earlier, a mother from Virginia had lost her hand in a similar attack just 7 miles away. So the system's going to send an alert to cell phones if there's a shark attack, a confirmed attack by a law enforcement or a first responder agency, and the recipient is within the area, they'll receive the alert. So that's good.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. I like how you simplify that for me. I always say bad or good.
Yeah.
This is good. This
That's
is
good.
bad. But that is definitely good.
I think they're doing that with a lot of alerts now, of where if you're in the area, you'll get the alert.
It's amazing how somebody figured all that out.
I know, because that's like when those wrecks were on the interstate a couple days ago. Did you see
Rex? Is
car
that what you
crashes?
said? Yeah.
Yeah, they had the interstate shut down for a lot of the day between like this exit and 208, and we didn't get an alert until we were about to cross over the bridge on exit 200, and then alerted saying that the road had been shut down. So I think they have like zones
Well,
for more than one alert.
that is very interesting that they can do that. It's just like driving down the road and your GPS tells you there's a wreck ahead, or there's a 5-minute faster route.
That's
You
right.
can turn here. I don't
Wow.
know how they do that. I guess it's just the satellite,
Yeah.
being able to contact. But leading into something like that, which is a scientific advancement, I think. Coach Nick Saban and his wife, Miss Terry. They
Yeah.
call her Miss Terry. It's the only time I think it's the only. Although I did know Pat Dye's wife, I had met her a couple times. Named Sue Dye. But you don't know the football coaches' wives
No.
usually. What's Kaylin DeBoer's wife's name?
I don't know. She's
Yeah,
probably
I
at
don't
home
know.
taking care of everything.
But everybody knew Miss Terry. She came in. They did a really good job of marketing her too.
Yeah.
And as Nick's partner, which I'm sure she is. But they have this new thing, the Saban Center in
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa. You heard about that?
Yeah, it's a STEM center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to mention, the STEM Center. His Nick's Kids Foundation, which I gotta take my hat off and hand it to the coach. Like I said, I'm an Auburn fan, orange and blue all the way. But he got to hand it to the guy. He comes into the state, and he just takes it over.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't do it he is a super arrogant man, but that's the way a good football coach is. They
Yeah.
are. There's one person in charge, and it's me.
Yep.
And I don't begrudge him for any of that. But what I will say is that he's invested into the community. He bought some car dealerships. He's done other things. He's had his football players out working after tornadoes, in the community, helping, giving back. He's
a very good leader.
He is extremely good leader. Thank you. But his Nick's Foundation put over $5 million in this project.
Wow.
And it is exactly that. It's STEM, which is science and technology. There's an E in there, and then the M, engineering and mathematics. Thank you.
I'm not very good
I didn't promise to know everything, but there was another gentleman that was present for this event named Justin Drummond, which I'm sure he's part of the Drummond Cole family, which is like the biggest family or the oldest family in Alabama. But he talked about this. He said, "Hey, this ceremony is just our version of Coach Saban's 24-hour rule," which he had all these things. He talked about the what was the rat poison, that people still talk about today.
Yeah.
And then he did this, 15 years ago. But he talks about it. He said, hey, he would take 24 hours to reflect on the outcome of the game. And then it was what, Taylor? Back to work.
Yeah.
So that's what Mr. Drummond was talking about here. He says we take a moment to pause and be thankful for what we've done and focus on what's going to be on the game plan in order for us to finish. But this is a 118,000 square foot building. It's huge.
Goodness.
So the idea is to help encourage and develop more scientists and engineers and mathematicians.
Yeah.
For our state and ultimately our country. But I just thought that Coach Saban deserved and Commissioner Terry deserved some props from us on that.
Absolutely.
So what a great story that is for them to have helped raise all that money and like I said, they didn't take the money and take off and leave Alabama.
Yeah.
They still live right over there, have a house right there in across the Black Warrior River.
That is
So,
neat. I know it's
they
really
just-
good that they're investing that still into Tuscaloosa.
It really is. It really is.
Brian said to tell you that Gus Malzahn was back in Auburn. They
Yeah,
don't know what
I
he's going to
saw
be doing,
that.
but he's going to be back.
Saw he was back. Maybe he was just there to get his last coach's check, head coach's check. He says we paid him so much money not to coach.
Oh.
But like I said the other day, I wish Coach Malzahn was just retiring from Auburn now.
Yeah.
But not that I have anything against our coaches who we have now or the ones prior, but I thought Coach Malzahn deserved better
Yeah.
from our administrators.
The Gus bus is pulling back in.
Exactly. He's going to first stop, the Waffle House.
Buc-ee's.
Waffle House. Sorry.
Our new Waffle House is supposed to be opening soon. I'm at the door. There's going to be a line out the door.
I was telling somebody about that yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, really? Where is it?" And I said, "Well, it's next to Sonic." He said, "Oh, is that what that building is?" And I
Oh,
said,
my
he
goodness.
hadn't seen it for a while. And I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, they got a sign up and everything."
Yeah,
now."
everything is there now.
I saw they were
They were watering the grass yesterday.
Tuesday when I was coming in. The cement was being poured out front,
Yeah.
so the truck was like 3/4 into the road. There was
Oh.
not even one lane open on 31.
Oh, gosh.
So everybody was just easing around, nobody was
Yeah.
no big deal. 'Cause it wasn't that way for long, I'm sure, but it was at that moment. Well, Taylor, it is 9:02. What happened to those
is.
2 hours?
I don't know. They went by pretty quick.
Even though we started late, we finished
I
strong.
apologize.
We started late, we finished late a little bit.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to apologize. It was a team effort while we were, 7:06 starting this morning.
Well, y'all have a good Thursday. Stay cool out there. It's going to get hot today.